Kick this motherfucking muley. What's up, beautiful people? I'm here with my main man, Lee Syatt, for another fun-filled episode of the Church of What's Happening Now, new edition. It's Tuesday, the 12th of August.
Isn't that crazy?
The month is flying. The kids, I think in Florida, they're already at school.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Florida, Nashville, kids already at school, starting. It flew by this summer, dog.
My cousins lived in Florida when I grew up, and I used to that used to blow my mind that they were in school in August. That would suck.
Sweating your ass off the last 2 weeks, making believe you want to be there.
Oh.
Then you got to go to school for Labor Day and then come back. Just start school after Labor Day. That destroys it. So I'm in school for 2 weeks, and I got my first vacation, and it's a Monday, and I got to come back on Tuesday, like half with a sunburn. Just let me go back.
Sometimes now they'll have you go like the Wednesday, and then like you'll go for like 2 days, and then you have the long weekend for Labor Day. They fuck with you. That's like a job like I sort of regret not doing as a teacher. Like that, I know it's a pain in the ass, but the schedule is fucking awesome.
No, it's not.
You wouldn't like that? Be done by 3?
No.
Dude, there's so many
You're not
comics
done
who are
by
teachers.
3. They're done by 3. You got to stay and mark papers and grade this and do
Fucking
that.
second grade, so there's no papers.
Well, okay, but you still got to fucking work. You still got to deal with those fucking kids.
Yeah, that part's tough.
You still got snots, and kids are different. They're not respectful. And so what? You got 2 months off in the summer? How bad do you feel in September? I'd rather work the whole summer than have the summer off and then have to go back in September like, fuck. Now I got to go back to this job and do this shit all over again.
Really? I would love 2 months off every year. You wouldn't like that? You don't like vacations.
I don't like vacations. What am I going to do? Sit
I
around?
never understood. It's why you work so hard, is to take a break.
What break? There's no breaks.
What do you mean, what break?
What breaks? People who take breaks end up dead. There's no breaks.
Everyone ends up dead, so take some breaks.
But on your time, not on the world's time, there's no break. Lee, you know why I don't like breaks? Because everybody's always complaining. 7 out of people complain about money issues right now.
Yeah.
And 8 out of 10 people complain about their career. But you got the audacity to go on a vacation. I love stand-up comedy. The only thing I don't like about stand-up comedy that I never liked, that's why it's very weird that I did it, because I don't like telling you what I'm going to do in 2 weeks on a Saturday. Leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me on a fucking, October 23rd, I'm getting married. That's your business. That's got nothing to do with me. It's my son's birthday. That's got nothing to do with me. Okay? It really doesn't. I mean, but every day you get a call on who's hurting financially, who's doing this, and then you have the people that, what about this? So your girlfriend, that goofy bitch, right? Because everybody's got a goofy fucking bitch girlfriend that has horrible ideas, but she sucks our dick and they talk us into it. So how about next April, we go to Caracas, Venezuela, and you just got your dick sucked. You're like, oh yeah, that would be great. Oh my God, I always wanted to go to fucking Caracas. Okay, and that's a great vacation. I'm not lying to you. You wanna, this is what you work for. But what if 3 weeks before Caracas, your cat dies, your car blows up, and you lost your job? Are you still gonna go on that vacation? White people do. Like, let's still go. What are they going to do here? So the whole 10 days, I'm thinking about where I'm going to work. I miss my cat, and what am I going to drive when I get back? That's not a fucking vacation. That's what I don't like. I don't know what's going to happen next March. How much do they want? $100. I'll lose $100 to fucking pander somebody. Like, yeah, maybe I'll go. But for me to give you $8,000, and I don't know what's going to happen next March, and all of a sudden, March comes along, my mother just died, my uncle's in the hospital, my girlfriend's got a foot that got cut off, and you want me to go on vacation. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Life isn't that easy. And there's people who still take off in that situation.
Well, yeah,
and
those
you
are
have
idiots.
to worry about that. Like somebody called me last year and like, I'm going on vacation, but I'm concerned. My father's really sick. He's on his deathbed. That's when the vacation gets canceled. Because I would never want to be on a vacation and get the call that my dad died.
That's fair.
So 3 days later, I got to get back on a plane. Now I got to go back crying, on the fucking plane like a faggot. For what? For what? And that's what I don't like about vacations, that I don't know what's going to be happening at that time. Yeah, on paper, anything. You know us as comedians.
Right.
Plan something. Plan something. As a comic, plan something. Because the day you go, your girlfriend's like, let's do August 23rd. Okay, August 23rd. That's the day Tarantino calls you. Kimmel calls you. That Friday. That Friday before you leave is the day, name the biggest director today. He calls you and says, I have 4 days for you in the movie. They start Sunday. And now you got to look at your cunt family and go, oh, looks like you're going on your own. I didn't want to go to Disneyland anyway. I didn't want to go anywhere. That's in my mind all the time. That's the type of guy I am. I don't want to miss nothing. When we grew up in North Bergen, you didn't want to go home. You did not want to go home. Did you ever want to go home when you were in high school? Because you didn't want to wake up the next day and go, bro, after you left, a chick pulled up and sucked everybody's dick. And you're like, God damn it, I should have done that book report on trigonometry or whatever. So we were raised not to go home. So you understand all these little things? That's why I don't like vacations.
I totally get it. But why? I get the business thing. But like before that, every scenario was like worst. Like if you go on a vacation, the world's going to end. Like what if the world doesn't end? Like,
what do you mean the world's going to end?
You said like my mom died, my cat died.
Right, but no. Think about it. Let's say right now, you talk to your girlfriend and she goes, this weekend we want to go to Saratoga. That's fine. It's Monday. I don't know what I'm going to feel like, but I'll yes you to do it on Monday. I'll tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear about Saturday. But as Thursday comes along, you got an audition Monday. I got no time to hold hands and walk around the town. Oh my God, let's go look at the museum. I don't have time for that shit. I don't have time, and I've never had time for that. I've been one of those guys that we cry when we don't have what we want. But to get it, we're going to take a vacation now. That doesn't fly with me at all, because if you're going to come back from that vacation going, I don't know what's going on with my comedy. Well, you went on vacation for a week. That's what happened to your comedy. You went on vacation. You thought you earned the right to go on a fucking vacation. And at the end of the day, none of us earned the fucking right to go on a vacation. None of us. None of us. There's a number that you have to earn to go on a vacation. It's unrealistic. So that means you're never going to go on a fucking vacation. I need to make $8 million in the month of March. Never going to happen. So I'm not going on vacation unless I mug Jeff Bezos.
What if you make 7?
I ain't going on vacation. The goal was 8.
Jesus Christ.
That's how you have to treat yourself. Who the fuck am I to go swing somewhere when I owe on my credit card, I have a mortgage, and I have all these things in my life? Who the fuck am I to go hang out with white people and drink cocktails and before you drink them, honey, we're going to put this on the Visa card. Yeah, okay. So that's not a vacation.
Right.
That's not a vacation. A vacation to me is, let's go. And we got 20 chicks coming from all over the world, and they all got to sign NDAs because they're dying anyway, right? We're killing them anyway on the boat, right? They're not making it back to tell an Epstein story or nothing. That's what people are going to learn from this Epstein list. No more stories. Once you finish with them, you kill them all. That's it. You want to come to an orgy? Just know prepared to die. Sign your will before you come in, because you ain't going home. That's it. I hope people learned all this shit from Puffy and Diddy and fucking Epstein and the island with Carlos Leder. What was that? Paradise Cove, where they were doing coke and doing abortions. Women were so coked up they were doing abortions fresh. Like they were just ripping the fucking baby out of your snatch with cocaine. What was the name of Pablo Escobar? Not Pablo. Carlos Leder had an island. Remember? Between Colombia and Miami, Carlos Leder bought a fucking island. And it was filled with cocaine. Carlos Leder was one of the guys from the Medellin cartel that thought he was fucking philosophical. He was half German and half Colombian, so he loved Hitler. So he would fucking get coked up and talk about Hitler and fucking all this shit. And once he lost his mind, the cartel got together. When the United States said, we're going to go, Norman's K. When the United States got together, they go, what we're going to do? And the cartel got together and go, look, we could end this. Just give him Carlos Lede. He's fucking crazy anyway. He's crazy. He lives on an island. He's having orgies, fucking killing kids, women, people fucking, sucking. They were bringing the coke there and leaving like 10 kilos. And he was snorting it all.
Do you think it was really good coke?
Dog, it was an island with coke and nobody to watch you. Whether the coke was good or bad, I'm having a good time. Somebody's dying. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's dying. All these people want to party, but nobody wants to die. Like, when I was a kid, people OD'd. Right at a party, they OD'd. They fucking lost a fucking leg. That's a party.
I don't think they went to the
These
party
little
looking at
faggots
OD,
now
though.
sit there at DJs down the shore. Oh, yeah. To some black rapper with an organ and a stick. Think, think, yeah, you looking good. Think. And what the fuck? What the fuck? So anyway, we're talking about
No
vacations.
vacations.
Now we're talking about black people. I don't know how that happened. And nobody's going to Jamaica. Anyway, that's why. That's the way I've always thought, Lee.
I mean, do you ever, looking back, do you ever be like, I should maybe like a 1 week? Like, I'm not telling you, I do agree. I've never, knock on wood, I've never had credit card debt. So like that, I've been very good about that, and that I agree with. But like, if you can afford, 3 days in Tampa.
Why Tampa? I don't want to go
I
to
don't.
Tampa.
Because to you, every vacation was like to the south of France, and I'm going $100,000 in debt. I'm talking about like, let's go to the beach for 5 days, and I don't know, chill, go to Waffle House.
I went down to that North Carolina, that fucking armpit.
I forgot about that. You did go on vacation in the last couple of years.
That sucked. All that shit sucks for a guy like me. You know what I like? You know what a vacation is for me? Just going to a nice hotel,
Yeah.
eating, going on the balcony, smoking dope, torturing somebody, smoking pot outside and watching security scramble, and then leaving like a little joint in the ashtray, and then going to the front desk and going, do you smell marijuana? I'm a Christian. I do not like the smell of marijuana in my hotel. That's fun.
Yeah. So I see. That is fantastic. So you just want to go alone and torture people just in like new locations. You just want to torture
I'm
random
getting
people.
to an age that when I was younger, I liked torturing people. But I'm getting to an age since I have no friends. I don't talk to them. Like, I didn't talk to anybody all weekend. So I basically just tortured people. I took my daughter's softball whistle, that fucking whistle, the problems I caused with that whistle. I went to my buddy's restaurant, Eddie Bart. What was the name of Eddie Bart's restaurant? Out in the Little Ferry. Fucking great restaurant. I'm sitting there, Hackensack. Doesn't matter, George. I don't even know the name of it. So I'm sitting there with Eddie Bart, and I'm blowing this whistle. Dee, dee. And every time I blow the whistle, he's a general manager. He's getting up and looking around. For 2 hours, they thought the fire alarm was going off.
Oh, my
And every
gosh.
time they would settle, I'd do another beep, beep, and they get up and they run the fucking restaurant. He didn't know until I did the podcast a week later, and he listened to it. And I talked about the whistle.
That you
So,
would. Oh
so
my God.
Saturday night, I went out with a couple to dinner, a young couple. I met her 5 years ago. She's the first person I met in Marlboro. Then she introduced me to her boyfriend. I'm tighter with the boyfriend now than I am with her because he has a health food store. So I see him a lot more. So they invited me out Saturday night. And at first I was like, I don't know. And I met him. I had the last two edibles. I had two 500 milligram edibles. And I had some Enigma mushrooms, and I ate half the bag, but I haven't been eating mushrooms, so they kind of give you that euphoric for about a half hour. So I was eating in this restaurant. I ordered the Italian fried rice. They got Italian fried rice. And I'm eating the fried rice, and I'm fucking tripping. I'm getting high on the edibles, and the guy gave me a steak knife by mistake. So I'm just sitting there every 5 minutes. I would just pick up the steak knife and go, ha! And the people next to me were going crazy every time I said ha. And then I broke the whistle out by myself. And I just started doing the beep, beep. And everybody's looking around. I'm like, and I'm calling the waiter over going, what's that whistle? And he's like, let me find out what it is. He's running the restaurant. That's what I giggle upon.
Oh my God.
That's what I like doing.
Dude, I forgot that Terry and Mercy were gone. You alone for a few days must be like that must be the craziest thing that anyone's ever. Like, you just left to your own devices. How long did it take you to break the whistle out? How many days were you alone until you
Thursday night, I took the whistle out.
And they left Thursday morning.
Hold on. Let's go to our break. Let's bring in our
All
guest,
right.
and we'll continue this conversation. I want to talk to you a little bit about Lucy gum, all right? We'll be right back. Hey, guys, Uncle Joey here. Listen, if your current nicotine pouches taste like something you find at the bottom of your grandfather's drawer, it's time for an upgrade. Lucy Breakers brings nicotine pouches to the next level, Jack, with a flavor capsule inside each of them that can break to release a wave of flavor with options like berry citrus, espresso, mango, apple cider. There's a flavor for every mood. Me, I'm a berry citrus type of guy. You can even get a subscription to ensure that you'll never run out of these little Lucy little freezers there. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/church, CHURCH, and use promo code CHURCH, CHURCH, to get 20% off your first order. 20%. Lucy even has a 30-day refund policy. So if you change your mind again, that's okay. Lucy.co/church and use code CHURCH to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age. Every order is age verified. And this product contains nicotine. And if you didn't know it, nicotine is an addictive chemical. Yo, Uncle Joey here. You ever have a gut feeling something's going to happen? You know it's going to happen? Well, here's your chance to see if your gut is right. UFC 319 is blowing back to the Windy City for the first time in 6 years. Check out the fight card and get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. If you're new to DraftKings, check this out. Ready? New customers, you bet $5. That's it. If you win, you're going to get 200 in bonus bets instantly. New customers who bet $5 will get 200 in bonus bets instantly. 200, just like that, and football's right around the corner. It's an awesome way to get started. So finally, put your money where your mouth is. Turn that gut feeling into real cash, Jack. Don't miss out on UFC 319 action. Overs, unders, parlays, knockouts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, tonight, or today, and press in code JOEY, Joey. That's code JOEY for new customers to get 200 in bonus bets instantly when you just bet $5. Only at DraftKings, where, you know, the crown is yours, Jack. Good luck this Saturday.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
We're back. Don't forget, try Lucy Gum. Our guest today is a friend of mine, my longest comedy friend that's still doing comedy, Mr. Josh Wolf. What's happening, brother?
What's up, dude?
30 fucking years, I know.
I know, man.
We saw comedy go, change. People died.
You know what, though? Like, people definitely died.
Well, that lady up in Seattle that wouldn't book me. And then she's like your ex-manager.
My old manager? The woman who,
Laura, yeah, God rest her soul.
Yeah, Laura. You talking about Laura?
Yeah, Laura. I forgot her last name.
She didn't have Ron's last name.
No, she didn't. She
Crocker.
Laura
Crocker.
Yeah, she wouldn't book me, but I would call every Wednesday and go, hey, can I do a guest set at your club? And she would fucking cringe. I guess you can. And then the club would say, why don't you ever work here? I don't know. Laura don't like me.
She did like a one-nighter or something in the...
She had a bunch of one-nighters. Her?
Yeah, but Pat Wilson loved you.
Pat Wilson, yeah, until she found out I was getting paid and not showing to her gigs. She had that Friday at the Army base. I just stopped showing up.
Dude,
I just stopped. She's
that
like,
Friday at the Army base was
brutal.
Horrible.
I just stopped going down there. I don't want to get paid $25 to get put on a firing line.
Dude, it's the only place. It's the only place somebody threw a bottle at me from the crowd.
It was a firing line. They were going to shoot you for 25.
Fucking crazy.
I stopped going. I kept getting the checks. She's like, "Did you go? How was the show?" It was great. I never went. I didn't go for like 3 or 4 weeks. It
That
was just $25 a week.
place was one of the roughest shows. The fact that they knew that they might throw bottles, and nobody ever
Interfered.
Nah, not once.
Then we had the comedy room with the parrot behind us.
Dude, I've never seen. I was telling somebody this story the other day. I've never seen you angrier on stage than when that parrot started making noises.
Oh my God, because you're trying
Dude.
to. I have enough time telling jokes and remembering my jokes, and I got a parrot behind me going, "Johnny, want a cracker?"
Yo, and this was I'm assuming at this time too, you had or you always had coke in you. You were not a calm dude.
No.
And when that parrot started you were like, I'm gonna kill this fucking parrot. You're like, how much? You don't have to pay me, and I'm gonna kill this,
fucking
fucking
guy.
parrot, dude. Listen to me. I was talking to you about this earlier, but we did comedy together when it was still just fun.
Listen, comedy is very fun. I mean, the new generation, it's got to be a nightmare for them because they're coming up knowing that if you get enough views on YouTube, somebody will hire you. If you, light your dick on fire on Instagram and get 3 million people, 10% of that is 300,000, right? 3 million, 300,000, 30,000, something like that. It's still enough people to rock and roll with. And they're all confused. They don't know really where to go. And I tell Lee constantly, this is just about getting funny right now. This area, this year 1 to year 12, is basically you listening, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, oh, really? You got a Netflix special? How great of you. Listen, it's not anybody else's journey. It's your journey. I was watching that stupid movie the other day,
Which one?
and it made a lot of sense to me. Full Metal Jacket. Listen to what the Marines teach you. This is my rifle. There's many like it, but this one is mine. Okay? Listen to those words. But this one is mine. This is your journey. Whether you're fucking a ballet, stand-up, jiu-jitsu, karate, whatever you're doing, it's your journey. Once you start comparing it to Lee's or Josh's or Nick, that's where your journey ends. And that's what I have to remove from the younger generation of comedy. That everybody's moving at a different pace right now. And dog, when I got to LA, the first 6 months, those were the most hurtful feelings of my life.
How come?
Because you were going to this place to see a guy that was on TV. I was raised in comedy that if you were on TV on a sitcom, you were not just funny on stage. You were a dangerous fucking man. Okay? I would go see all those guys that were on TV shows those days, and I would rip their hearts out the first 3 minutes. They couldn't even run with me. And that's what gave me confidence. I'm like, these guys aren't as funny as I fucking thought. And then there were guys that just picked up roles in movies that you were like, he's a lot better than me because he was in a movie. Then you went to see him, and you're like, this guy blows. This guy blows. This is terrible fucking comedy, you know? You don't have that. Like, you can't gauge yourself with that no more. Listen, I could be the best actor in the world, go into an audition now, and if I don't have 300,000 people on Instagram and a guy less than me has 10 million, he gets the role.
But you know what else that we didn't have to deal with that they kind of do? Because there wasn't, especially when we first started, dude, there was no like carrot of, oh, if you do this, you could make a shit ton of money tomorrow. So we took a real slow drip approach to the learning because that's what it was. It was it was all about spots and only about spots because there was nothing else. Right now, it's not just spots. It's spot, content, likes, all this other shit that we didn't have
So
to
your
focus
focus
on.
is on being funny and writing.
This is what I'm saying.
That's it.
This is
Your
what I'm saying.
focus was
Agreed.
on being funny and writing.
But our only goal, dude, was to be comedians. It wasn't to be internet famous.
No, there
it
was
was
no
just
internet
to
fame.
be. It was just to be comedians.
There was none of that
It was
shit.
different. It was different.
But still, like I told young comics all the time, listen, avoid. If I knew what I knew now, avoid social media for right now.
Yeah.
Avoid it. You're not doing nothing. If you're just going to put a reel of you doing stand-up, if you're going to put a piece of you in a comedy club behind you to show the audience, don't do it. Because everybody's doing it. Right now, you got to figure out something else if you're a comedian. Listen, tickets are not moving like they used to for a lot of people. And not just lower names, higher names. It's just not happening. They're looking at these $400 ticket prices and going, dog, what the fuck? So something's got to happen with comedy. And we all know what's going to happen with comedy pretty soon. There's just too many comedians. There's too many clubs. And there's not much going on.
But you know what I think is missing, dude, from comedy? What I think is missing also is like there became like this is what comedy is. But if you go back to the lineups that Mitzi used to put on, there's no Heath Heiches now. Do you know what I mean? There's nobody. She celebrated every different type of
Genre, right.
and I think that is missing right now. It's not all the same comic, but it's all the same comedy. We don't have those dudes. Heath Heisch, dude,
Where is Heath Heisch?
I don't know, man. Heath was legitimately funny, and to be funny in 15 minutes with all of that stuff was very difficult.
First time, what was his thing?
Heath was a prop guy.
Prop guy. But he had a prop dog that he played a preacher, a black preacher.
Yeah, dude.
And he had white women behind him. And he controlled them with fucking...
Yeah.
They were like eagle arms. And
Yeah.
he controlled them and shit. And they would pop their head.
Yeah.
He did some crazy shit. First of all, I was watching George Carlin the other night.
Which
I'm a
one?
big George Carlin fan.
You're not?
No, but I actually watched it for like 20 minutes. Let's get down to basics. Okay, right now, we're living in a time where we all sound the same. The top guys are not doing anything spectacular. They're not doing anything spectacular. I'm not doing anything spectacular. Nobody's really doing anything spectacular. We're old hat. We've been around for 20, 30 fucking years. Okay? So, I'm waiting for that material to blow out of my ass, too. I'm waiting. Every day I sit there and go, I've been doing the same shit I did for 30 years. It's just not doing it no more.
Yeah.
It's not doing it no more.
But this is why I like when I hear people like Marin talk shit about Matt Rife. You sound like an old dude on the porch, man. Country music isn't just Hank Williams now, right? It evolved, and comedy is not just, it evolves also, right? And to sit back and poo-poo, because I think you're right. The younger crowd does like, part of the younger crowd that's watching, they're watching guys like Morgan Jay. And they're watching Matt Rife, and it's way more interactive. And it's because of social media, dude, and how they have ingested comedy. That's what they like. So to sit back on the porch and be like, this is what it has to be.
Well, here it is. Matt Rife is fucking really good at
Dude,
what he
he's
does.
so funny.
He's good at what he does.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
dude. Fuck yeah.
But my philosophy, okay? This is the philosophy I was raised on. And it took a long time to get there. Stand-up wise, took a long time to get there.
For sure.
That philosophy that I was raised on was, I'm not paying $30 to come into a place to hear Josh Wolf ask George what he does for a living.
No, I'm with you.
Okay? Don't start with that. Don't start with that. Now, let's talk about honesty here. When I met you, Josh Wolf, I had 8 minutes of material. The rest, I just went up there and left to fate. I'm the first guy to tell you that. That worked for 4 fucking years. I was that good. For 4 years, I could do it.
But, dude, also, to be fair, what was amazing about what you did was you weren't crowd working. You were writing material on stage.
Okay? But I knew it. And I was banking too much on it.
Yeah.
And I knew it would get me to a certain level. My daughter's good at softball, but she's going into a realm now that athleticism ain't going to do it. Now is when you got to work hard. You got to work a little harder, and as you get older, that circle shrinks, okay? I started comedy, and I improvised at the Broker for 2 years because I had to do 5 new minutes every Tuesday. I wasn't experienced enough to write 5 new minutes.
This was Colorado?
This is Boulder. When I first started, my first 2 years, I had a gig every Tuesday, but it was the same audience. So I had to change it up, and I did. I tried writing as much as I could, but I would do 3 minutes and then 10 minutes of improvise, And it was a 50-50 shot. It's always 50-50 when you improvise.
But you've always, and maybe it's changed, but you were always the best writer on stage.
On stage.
That I don't know how you are as far as sitting at a desk or whatever, but on stage, you're one of the, and to watch you do multiple sets and change
it.
is,
I'm getting bored.
yeah.
I don't want to get bored.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a fucking machine.
Yeah.
So you got to put something in there. Even if it bombs, you got to put something in there so you just don't rattle off.
But you've always done that, dude.
I don't like how I felt when I did coke. Because when I did coke and went on stage, I felt the disconnect. I feel the disconnect when I moved here to Jersey the first year. When I would go down to Uncle Vinny's and you come down, there was a disconnect. It was a big, that's why I stopped doing it. Because I'm like, I'm not doing blow, but I feel my comedy's on blow again. There's no connect. And this last time, I'm starting to, I feel that sometimes in my set when I don't have enough material. But to get back to what we were talking about, my first 2 years in comedy were 50-50. And then I moved here in 93. And what happens here? Everybody does that. New York City is, hey, so what do you do for a living? And it's every fucking Guido doing that shit on stage. So I started doing it here. And then when I went to Colorado in 93, a good comic told me, he goes, once you start getting up in the levels and you start getting closer to LA, that's not accepted no more. So go away from that. And dog, I went away from, once I got to the Comedy Store, I knew that wasn't gonna work.
I don't think I've ever done crowd work at the Comedy Store. I don't think
was
I
taboo.
I don't think I ever have.
And you could feel, listen, I remember there was a comic that we were both friends with, moved from another state, was in LA for about a week and a half, and I did Brea, and I invited him down to do Brea.
Yeah.
And as soon as he got off stage in Bragg, this guy's not gonna last here. And within 3 or 4 days, his uncle mysteriously had a heart attack, and he had to go back and give up the apartment, and he didn't last here. He's still back where he is. Great person.
I do think there is merit, like when I go on the road, if I'm doing 45 minutes or an hour, of not jumping straight into material, however you want to do it, to make sure it feels more like a conversation. I don't think there's any good for me to walk on stage and hop into material. And even if that means I bullshit about the city I'm in.
Yeah, the first 8
Right.
minutes just to warm
We're
him up.
just kind of, so
And then hit
so
'em.
we know we're part of a conversation. Yeah. I'm with you
But
on
that's
that.
it. Listen, you don't think about that when you're doing comedy 8 years.
No.
You don't. You're not even up to that level of thinking like that. I got to go out there and introduce myself. I know that you got 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds. They make up their mind in 20 seconds.
Yeah,
Whether they're even going to fucking like you. So in those 20 seconds, what do? I Lenny Clark it. I go up there and I just jump on them. Why fuck around? As soon as you hit gloves, instead of going back to your corner, just come out with the right. Why are we even going back to the corner? Why are we doing this shit? You got 20 seconds for them to like you. Go Google it, GPT chat it, whatever, all that shit. You got 18 seconds for them to go, I like this guy.
Yeah.
I like his eyes, I like his shoes. He's fat, he's too skinny. I don't like his fucking neck. I don't like his gold chain. You got 20 seconds. I'm not gonna give you 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into you when you can't even make a decision. You're just laughing. Now you got no choice. I'm making you feel different. My finger is already in your pussy. There's no like, look at the finger, it's going in. No, no, it's in your asshole already. I'm already, and now we'll get, you ever just get to a girl and start eating her pussy? There's no like, hold on, my dad might come home. None of that shit. They're in. If you ask them, can I eat your pussy? My dad might come home. my grandma's on the way from bingo. But once you dive into that monkey and pick up those legs, and you're like, and you're licking that fucking asshole, they're not gonna tell you, stop, my grandmother's coming home from church. You're in. You're in. So why are we going up there playing this dumb game? You got 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds for them to even consider you. I don't want them to make that decision. I don't want them to I'm gonna make it for them.
I will tell you something right now. First of all, nobody has ever attacked a crowd in the first 10 or 15 seconds. When you decide to do it, you don't always do it. But there's some nights, but when you decide to go in on it, it's kind of crazy. But you have your secret sauce is that energy right there.
And the laugh. The smile is on my face.
For sure.
So they're not getting tortured. They know I'm fucking around. Because not what you say, it's how you say it.
But that energy and how you can go in stories or just in your stand-up, it's honestly what I equate it to Kinnison's, how when he used to do that, like that voice. It's so 0 to 100.
You have to.
But you're taking for granted that's kind of your superpower.
Yeah, that's it.
Most of us don't have.
We don't have
that
superpowers not to use.
For you, for sure,
put them in a fucking box and look at them. I'll take it out only on Friday night.
Dude. But this is what's amazing about your stand-up, is that it goes from 0 to 100, and you're back down to 0, but it's all fun.
And
Fuck
you're watching
you.
them. You're watching your audience. You want to break them a little bit, and then you, like anything else in life, you got to give them a little breath. They got to get the first aid kit. You know what I'm saying? They got to get the first aid kit. But as they're putting the Band-Aid on, before that Band-Aid gets wrapped, I'm hitting them again. They're not going to wrap that Band-Aid. Why hit them? Why let them rest?
I have to ask you a question I've never asked you before. And it just dawns on me because I just saw it the other day. What's that special where your hair is jet black?
Socially unacceptable.
What? I've known you forever. That could not have been your decision to do jet black.
Ask them what happened. The first show, the camera wouldn't. My head was too shiny, or the hair, so they had to darken it up, dog.
I was like, there's no way, before I just saw him a week ago, there's no way I've known you that you were like, I got to dye my hair before this show.
At the special. It wasn't dye. They put like powder, black powder. They had to
Why did they do that?
Because
I wasn't involved in that. That whole thing was from the start. That was the special where the couple was fighting in the front row.
yes, that was a nightmare.
What do you...
That's worse than the parrot.
Bro,
the parrot was the fucking...
First show, I ate a bag of dicks. And the second show, I was like, I got to change this around. And I did your idea. I switched it to a story. I opened up with the story about Willie Vandy and the 18-inch dick. And then I got him. But the whole time, there was a girl came to see me, but her boyfriend didn't like me. So she said, I'm going to see Joey. And he goes, I'm coming with you. Out of jealousy, like the chick, she's probably just into stand-up comedy. The thing was an ugly little thing. And she brought her boyfriend, and the boyfriend kept making little remarks. And I remember sitting there at the 22-minute mark going, what would happen if I just kicked this guy in the head like a field pump? I'm like, what kind of special would this be? Would I get sued? Would the club get sued? This is all I'm thinking about. And then some kid tapped him on the shoulder, and the kid calmed down. But it was not good. It was not good. I was like, you know what? I'm going to end this right here and just field punt this guy's fucking head. Like, I was that pissed that I finally wait all my life. It's 1991. It's 2015 or 14. I waited fucking 15, 30 years to shoot a special. And I got to have a kid trying to be cute here in front of me, making noises. I don't want to be here. I'd rather watch Mission Impossible. And I'm like... Do I just field punt this motherfucker's head away and end my career right now? Like that was going to...
I had to kick somebody out.
No, not kicking out.
In Vancouver.
Kick him through the head so his head flies off his fucking shoulder. And the guy in the back goes, score, 3 points. Punt the ball.
This drunk, she was the drunkest in the front row for the taping of the special, and she was sitting right next to the stage mic. Joe, when I listened to the show up until before we kicked her out, it was a lot of these noises. That type of drunk. And then she would say to her friend, you could just hear her, we should have brought more booze. Just, it's all you could hear when I was watching. And when I had to kick her out, it was, you were at the show. It was like she couldn't, well, I'm just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, they all happy to do
Yeah.
I'm not drunk. No. You're not drunk. Don't worry about nothing. It's all going to be okay for you.
Do you still write as much on stage, or do you, because I know for a while you were by, what was that, like that egg joint we met at a couple times in the valley out near where you live? Yeah.
Which one?
And I would show up, and
Yeah.
you would have your...
Two notebooks out.
Yeah,
I do it every morning
yeah.
in the afternoons. It's just not working like it used to.
But when you were writing, when you were doing that, you were disciplined about going
But
and
it's
sitting.
every day you're getting on stage.
Yeah.
It's a rotate. You know, stand-up comedy is not getting on stage once a week.
No.
And that's what I'm doing, basically, once or twice a week. You got to get on stage 3-4 nights a week. And that roll, it's a roll. It's a roll. And forget about after a month. And forget about, that's why there's no vacations. That's why there's no vacations.
You know, I just got back from vacation.
I know, but you've been doing this
Yes,
for
30 years. My first one, too.
Can't go on vacation.
Agreed.
Nowhere. Until something big happens.
Yeah.
And you take, listen, I didn't take time off till I booked the longest yard. Wow. So from 91 to 2004, I was on stage every night.
Do you still have your notebooks?
When I got in New Mexico, there was no open mics in Santa Fe. You had to go to Albuquerque, and it was like once a week, so I wasn't going to go down there. I was focused on a movie. But that's the first time. That wasn't a vacation.
Have you showed him your old notebooks?
I throw them away. I throw a lot of them away. I got to like 10 years, you got to throw them away. You get stacks of them.
I know, but
it's 4 a year.
But is the notebooks that you kept about every set?
Oh yeah, I still got those in the box in the closet.
Do you still have those?
Yeah, I still got everything. I stopped doing them when I left LA because I knew that there wasn't going to be no more 300 sets a year.
Listen, you know one thing I could never understood, how you walked everywhere, you did a ton of coke, but you were 380 pounds. I'm like, this dude never stops moving. All he does is snort, but how is he still 300? And you walked everywhere, dude.
Everywhere.
Because,
But then after a while, I couldn't.
yeah.
Once I got to 310 was when I started having difficulties. Like it was bad. Like if the elevator broke, I didn't leave the house. I was on the 4th floor.
No, I remember that.
Anywhere.
I remember that.
The elevator breaks, you're in no danger. And there was no Grubhub then. There was none of that shit. It was delivery, and nobody was going to deliver 4 floors. When the elevator broke, I wasn't like leave. Papa didn't leave the building. It got to the point where my wife had to tie my shoelaces. You bought me 4 suits, April of 2001. You gave me $300 to go buy 3 suits, 3 shirts, 3 pairs of socks.
That place up on,
underwear, the whole thing.
yeah.
They give you everything. I got a commercial for the oil. Pay us now or pay us later. Pennzoil. And I had to wear a suit. And the people told me, we don't have a suit for you. Like, you're a jumbo. So Josh had to give me money for me to go buy 3 suits. I bought those suits in April of 2001.
Jumbo.
And this is the truth, guys. In June, I went to put those suits on. You know when you put a pair of pants on, you have to squeeze your stomach? No. It was 3 inches away. Like I couldn't even, that's how fast I was gaining weight. That was the speed of the weight I was gaining. I just found, because every morning I wake up, people send me Joe Rogan shit.
Yeah.
And I found out, like, in those days, this was my first 5 hours on the planet were 10,000 calories. it was all destruction. Everything I did from the time I woke up to 1 o'clock could kill a person because I would get up and drink coffee and smoke a pack of cigarettes. 3/4 of a pack of cigarettes with weed.
But what people don't understand about your cigarettes, you went from never smoking a cigarette in your life to 2 packs a day the
Like
first day you
that.
picked him up.
Like
he was like,
that.
I'm a smoker now. And
Like that.
And
It wasn't like lightly doing.
no,
You do it
dude.
in 2 puffs.
The most aggressive cigarette smoker, like you hated him. That's how you smoked.
Hated him. Fucking hated
And just three.
It was.
You're right. 2 puffs and just that was it.
It was insane
Yeah.
what my body had gone through. But we discussed it this morning. Like, I don't miss stand-up like I used to because my friends aren't there, you know?
Yep.
I've made new friends here to do stand-up once or twice a week, and it's great.
Do you miss things like?
I don't miss to hang at night. I got to get home. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I tell you what I do miss. I miss afternoons. We used to have really good days. And you know what? I hate to say it. We had no money.
No.
We had enough money. I would always steal cigarettes from that gas station. I would stick my hand behind the counter when he was pumping gas.
What was the place that no matter what you were getting a lighter?
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I robbed that 7-Eleven. I had 80 lighters.
Yeah.
I was pissed because they used to have football teams on the Bics. I would rob the whole top floor and put them in my jacket and go home, and I'd have everybody except Dallas and Philly. I go,
I remember I asked you once, I go, don't you have enough lighters? And you were like, I'm doing it on principle. I'm like, what principle? Well, I don't think you know. Yeah.
you know, Josh, this is what pisses me off. I told my wife, I think you're going to think about it this way, too. I'm 62 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I cooked a hot dog this weekend without my wife. But pretty much I was scared to turn the kitchen on or anything, you know. I did some laundry and I was scared to put it in the dryer, you know, all that shit. But I'm going to tell you guys something. This is how I feel today. I don't have patience with people no more
Yeah.
because of what happened with me. I have a friend, and, you know, she contacted me a year ago about something. People might think I don't talk to her because, I don't know. I don't talk to her because she's a loser. Because after what we went through and what we saw, especially a guy like me, because remember, when I was doing coke and working, the hardest I was working, I was not the healthiest guy. I had a girlfriend, I had cats, I had no bank account, or I was getting all my clothes from Big Daddy. If I got any money, it went to cocaine. I didn't even buy clothes. Underwear and socks. And then I said, fuck it. Why wear underwear? I save on underwear. The laundry space, that's an extra quarter. Because my underwear like this big. You know what I'm saying? So why fuck? I put 3 pair of pants in a suitcase.
Yeah.
It's 80 pounds. You know, I'm not going to lie to nobody.
Yeah.
You're 400 fucking pounds. But my point is, I started comedy in 91. And my cocaine addiction was what it was. And I just came to terms with it. I said, I'm going to keep doing comedy as hard as I can, but I'm sick and tired of quitting cocaine. I'm
Yeah.
sick and tired of quitting for 3 days. Forget it. Why quit? Do what you do. Just keep it under a minimum. Just make sure you don't get into cocaine more than you do the comedy. That was my rule, okay? I can't believe that through all those addictions and all that waking up at 6 in the morning and getting up, going to bed at 5, getting up at 6 and looking at breakdowns and sending them in at 9, and you were there when I had 3 managers for a showcase and 6 agents. I would lie to all of them because I didn't give a fuck. And the fact that I stopped snorting at 44 and things didn't really change for me till I was about 48, 49. And I didn't give up, and I worked with that intensity, but people are gonna come to me now with a fucking story. I can't even talk to you. Never mind look at you. I cannot talk to you. I cannot talk to people no more. When somebody says they're gonna do something now, and they tap out after 2 months, I'm done with them as friends. Because I can't believe that I'm 62, And I had every reason to fucking quit. GED, felon, no family. And I stuck it out.
Dude.
And motherfuckers today are like, well, yeah, you know what? I ain't got time for this.
Not to mention, just in our, forget your personal life, which had horrible things happening.
Horrible, horrible.
But just your career, you were told, I remember, too dirty. Nobody's ever going to book you. Too dirty. You
Old.
Can't talk like that.
When I got to
Oh,
LA, I was already
yeah.
34. I wasn't fucking no 28-year-old good-looking kid.
Yep,
But
yep.
also remember what you taught me. When we got to LA, we were talking one day, and you go, Joey, they don't want to listen to you until you start talking about your life. You have to draw a picture for them. And that's one thing I didn't do. I just thought it was about jokes. And even today, I'm struggling with that. I'm having a hard time writing about me, about my conflicts, because right now, listen.
Yeah, but this is a
What are my
thing.
conflicts? I get up at 6:30, I drink a cup of coffee, I sit on my balcony,
But
and I
whenever
look
you-
at the fucking sun.
You've always, here's the thing. I think it's two different things. All of your material has always been very personal. That doesn't mean you have to divulge something specifically personal about yourself.
But here's the problem. My life is so boring now.
Oh yeah,
There's nothing.
got it. Yeah.
At least when you're on the road, you got a story.
Yeah,
Some chick was going to suck your dick halfway, and she passed out and puked.
Got it.
You have something. When we did this podcast before, Monday's podcast was about the week before. On the road. We had a great time last week in Miami. Holy fuck. We had the red beans and rice. We had the banana. Nicky jumped off the building. He broke his ankle. You follow me? So
Yeah.
we removed that. So now it's like, I don't steal nothing. I don't snort coke.
You tell me you don't steal lighters from 7-Elevens
Not
when you walk in.
anymore. How can I steal now?
Yeah.
I'm 52 years old.
Yeah.
Listen, once it's
Everyone,
I
yeah.
have
Okay,
dark
all right.
moments in my life.
Okay, yeah.
I still double take at a purse. Like if I see a purse that's unguarded, I'll look at it and go, Joey, what are you thinking? Get your shit together. I see purses with phones sticking out. You know, that was my day. I would just be flipping phones. When I got to the store, I would go back in the morning to see who would leave their phones. And I would take them to the bank, the black bank robbers from St. Louis, and they give me like $50 a phone. I stole everything. I'm not gonna lie to nobody.
Do you
for me
remember
to say to you,
cashing those?
I don't steal anymore, but I still get urges. When I see things, I go, look at these motherfuckers.
Do you remember cashing those checks?
Who?
Do you remember cashing those checks?
From the Improv.
No. That got sent to my box.
Oh, yeah. Jacks.
Yeah.
So I got a Wells Fargo account that I just used for fucking stolen checks. I had a Bank of America and I had a Wells Fargo that I just used for stolen checks.
Why didn't you just go to a check cashing place? You go to an actual bank account.
Because they would take percentages out. Look, I had a check one time for Spider-Man. This is how much of a fucking Puerto Rican I am. And I'll tell you the truth. Dog, me and my wife were flat fucking broke. I mean, we couldn't make rent. I'll never forget the Sunday when I said, you better look in here. I got my first residual effect from Spider-Man 2. And I looked at it and I go, because on Sundays, SAG posts what you're getting that week.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
6 o'clock. You always look at SAG to see what that's how broke I was.
Oh,
To
I
see
remember
what-
checking the websites too.
You too?
Oh,
please.
fuck.
And I would wait for the mailman at attention.
Yeah.
I'd be out there. The little Filipino guy, I'd be out there fucking.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
checks
I
today.
remember
Come on,
checking.
check. He would tell me, no mail today. Bro, check in your bag. There's something in there for me. I'm telling you, I saw it. SAG. I would fucking fight. But I'll never forget that Sunday when I called my wife and I go, look at this check we're getting. Like I was like the biggest check I ever had at that point was like $300, anything. And I told my wife, look at the check we're getting. And we were like walking on fucking eggshells for 3 days. The check finally came. This is how much my wife trusts me. I called my wife at 11:30 and told her the check got there. She goes, I'm on a bus right now. I'm going home to get that check and cash it. So we went to Bank of America and they wouldn't No, we went to the check cashing place
Yeah.
on Hollywood Boulevard. They wanted like $2,100, dog. And I'm thinking, that's a lot of cocaine. That's a lot of coke. We got to figure something out.
Yeah.
So me and my wife went to Wells Fargo. I had that checking account there to cash stolen checks. And I went there with her, but they wouldn't. The check said Joey Diaz. They wouldn't cash it. Me and my wife were like, you better cash this fucking check. It was an $18,000 check.
Does your
We haven't eaten in fucking
license say Joseph?
Jose Diaz.
Jose?
So my wife found a check stub from SAG that said, and that's the only way so they let us deposit it, but they only gave us $1,000. We went right to Sizzler. Right on La Brea?
Yeah, it was on La Brea.
Right there.
Yeah.
Those soggy shrimp.
Oh, I remember that.
DJ
Yeah.
Khalid.
Yeah.
You follow that fat fuck on Instagram. He always eats this shit. And then he jumps in a little pool after he eats and shit. Yeah. That was us. I thought it was DJ Khalid.
I remember that
eating
fucking
that sirloin and shit. Every time I got a check, I take my wife there like we were fucking Johnny Bananas. Sirloin, 2 tables, please. And then we got to go eat that shrimp that gives you diarrhea. Or my other celebratory spot was Acapulco. That was my joint, the all-you-could-eat lunch special.
Where was that?
Oh, Acapulco was the old, come on, Josh Wolf.
In
Acapulco.
Hollywood?
2 of them. The Secmore Tavern was.
Oh, right.
Los Feliz, or whatever that fucking was. But they had the best all-you-could-eat.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Cheap. $9.
We were Boston Market.
Oh, Boston Market.
That's what we did, that corner. Because the kids and I could go, and I could talk. Whenever I went, like, especially when I was single, I must have looked sad enough.
Yeah, you were sad.
Yeah.
And you had those 2 kids. Your hat was on backwards.
So I must have looked sad, but they used to give us free shit.
And that's in Burbank, that one?
No, the one in Boston Market was on like La Brea and
Yeah. I know.
and Sunset or some shit. But yeah. The Ralphs, the Rock and Roll Ralphs. We used to go there 3-4 times a week, and the lady behind the hot counter, she just gave us food. Because she knew that I don't know how she knew.
Will you dress the kids up extra? Like,
Oh, yeah, this guy was the kid.
Yeah.
He's like a Puerto Rican mother at welfare.
You remember that?
He brought his kids, the neighbor's kids, and everybody's crying. Everybody got
I would wipe dirt on their face and shit.
Oh, please, a little dirt. Tell them they weren't getting Christmas presents and shit. They're all looking depressed and shit.
But what was no joke was that car with no air conditioning, that fucking Saturn. Oh, we took a road trip to
Lake Havasu.
That's right.
And this motherfucker put Visine in his eyeballs. The sun was shining right on it. We have no air in the car. The sun is right on it. The sunroof was open. So it's in the thing. This motherfucker puts Visine in his eyes. All of a sudden you hear,
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah. What was funny is that you saw me doing it and didn't stop me. Yeah, he was just like, no, this is too fucking good right here.
were you driving the car?
Yeah. The red Saturn.
That red Saturn drove it down from Seattle. I think I might have bought it up there. But yeah, because in Seattle we didn't need air conditioning.
No, you didn't need air conditioning.
There-
I always need fucking air conditioning.
Well,
I like to be cold. I don't like that shit, people. Oh, you don't need air conditioning. Fuck you. Oh, the wind blows. Yeah, good. That's
I
great.
don't know about you, and I was fat. It was scary enough driving with you just because of like the speed and the music, but it would be like freezing, and you would have the AC and the windows open, going 90 on the highway. I'd have to bring sweater. You'd be like, "Why do you have a sweater?" Because I'm driving with you. The AC would be on high.
I'll tell you something else. You can tell who you're getting in the car with by how somebody buckles their seatbelt. But you buckle your seatbelt with intention. Like you should, like you're,
Use it.
yeah. Yeah,
gotta get
you're like,
behind
hey,
this.
everybody else, get ready. This
So
is,
I
yeah.
get into 3 accidents every day. Look at my
Dude,
car. The
fucking-
right side, I got scratches. I don't get, and the funny thing is, honest to God, I don't give a fuck. Because I know my wife will buy me another one.
But the
She
best,
buys them, I smash them. That's the motto of the Diaz house. You buy them, I smash them.
what's the best car ride of all time is Brody in the back seat of his own car.
Oh my God. God rest his soul.
driving to Olympia.
No, the other place.
Was it not Olympia?
City, something island, something.
Oh, yeah.
Where the bar where he got up and said there's no Jews on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back to that.
Driving down the wrong way down one-way street.
Telling me, motherfucker, I'm not going to make it there in an hour and a half. I was making it there in an hour and a half every day. And he's like, no, it takes 3 hours. Well, let me drive your car. Dog, I did 90 on the way down there, and we put him in the back in the trunk.
Do you
He's
remember
like,
what he
"Pull
said to
over."
you when he got out of the
What
car?
did he say? People don't live this way?
He goes, we got into the parking lot,
Gig Harbor.
Gig Harbor, and he gets out of the car and he goes, this is not how I live my life.
And then I didn't see him. And then we moved to LA. Then we moved to LA.
Yeah.
And one night I'm at Coaching Horses with Carol
By the way,
and another blonde stripper.
Carol, one of my favorite.
Oh, favorite.
Okay.
Favorite.
But can I tell you,
She's still my favorite, Doug.
she said to me one night in Seattle, in the underground, because I know at what level you must have just tortured her.
Tortured her.
She said to me right in the underground one night, and she looks at me and she grabbed my hand, she squeezed it, and she goes,
Talk up, goddammit.
she goes, she squeezes my hand, and we're in the underground, and she goes, he's driving me crazy. And I was just like, no, yeah, he's in. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's fucking
You
you
know,
up.
when she calls me now, we're always talking. She goes, you know, I really love you. What you put me through.
dude,
what we put each other through.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, today you mentioned the Hurricane Bar.
The which one?
The Hurricane Bar. And you
Yeah.
left. You left like September of 97, 96.
Right before Jacob was born.
I got down there February of 97. So you left, and I was pissed. I'm like, this motherfucker left me alone up here. And I was selling advertising for pizza companies for $15 an hour. They were paying me. It was a new company. They were going to advertise during football games and pop, so you could order delivery.
Where were you living?
I was living, I have no fucking idea, in a car or something. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
working at this place, and I got my first check for $600. And I was so fucking excited I could get to move to LA now. And again, I called Carol, and she's like, I'll pick you up. We're going to go cash that check. You owe me $184 from, it was always I owed her something.
The cheapest human.
So I get in the fucking car with her, and she gets the check, and she goes, I'm going to cash it. I'm only going to give you $100 back. I go, Carol, don't start your shit, okay? This bitch, I say something to her, she takes that check, rips it up, and throws it in my face.
Oh,
And I grab her by the fucking hair, right in the car. I'm like, Carol, are you fucking crazy? This is all the money I had. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I just grabbed her by the wig. I just grabbed her and pulled her hair real hard. You motherfucker! How dare you? And she's like, I'm calling the police. And she called the cops on the car wash. And I'm like, fucking bitch.
But was this pre the restraint?
No, this is at the end. This is after.
This is
what about the time I was fucking on the ecstasy, and I got caught in the restraining order, and I hit under the bed, and the cops coming in, the bed is going up and down. It was just going.
The mattress, because
the mattress, everything, and the cops were like, come up from under the bed.
Yeah.
This was years of. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm 62. I said it earlier. For the last 5 years, I've just been trying to figure out what happened. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I got here 59 years old. I had money in the bank. And I just wanted to figure out what the fuck happened. And I wrote that book with that girl. Mm-hmm. And I still think of every day, what the fuck happened? And how did this happen? How am I 62? It was just 1995. Mm-hmm. We're jumping up and down in Seattle with the Lip, robbing safes.
The Lip,
fucking
Frankie
taking
the Lip.
Bro, you got me that apartment upstairs, and in the morning, they only had a bathroom, and if the bathroom was clogged, I'd have to take a shit off the fire escape.
No, you.
Yes, I did. And I would sit there. It was like the third floor. And I would it'd be 8 a.m, there'd be nobody out there. And I'd take a shit, and the shit, you could see it flying down like 4 floors.
I know exactly. Yeah.
This is fucking endless. Like, this is fucking endless. Like, this is endless. I lived in an office, and I talked some guy into fucking the bookie guy that didn't want to pay me.
Yeah.
And I kept beating him and shit. And I got this other guy. I met this other guy at his restaurant, and he gave me free phone lines, 1-800 numbers. Ask Josh.
Oh, yeah.
So the shit that was happening to me, only could happen to me. And then I had a guy that wanted to put bets in. He lost every week, and every week I would just take his $300, and he would tell me, "I want to meet the bookie." You don't need to meet the bookie. And you and me were going somewhere. They didn't want to pay us, and I said, "You don't want to give me the money? Don't give me the money." But this guy's gonna come looking for you. He's gonna break your fucking head. Okay, I'll give you the money, but I'm not betting no more until I met the bookie.
He wanted to meet the guy.
bookie.
Yeah.
He wanted to meet the bookie. There's no bookie. There's no man behind the curtain. It's Uncle Joey. You're a loser. You're going to lose everything you put in. I'm taking that chance on you.
I remember saying to you,
Yeah.
I was like, you don't have the money to cover if he wins. And you were like, he's not going to win.
He ain't going to win.
I was like, what do you mean?
He ain't
And you were
gonna
like,
win.
nah, he's not going to win. He's
win.
never, you were like, he's a loser. There's no way he's ever going to win. I remember that, dude.
I had the weirdest fucking, life in Seattle. Then I hooked up with that dude. I used to live with, that's who I was living with. The last 3 months I lived in L.A., I lived with the cook,
It's- You lived with, not Leonard.
Rodney, whatever his name.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
He was my brother.
Yeah.
This dude was solid. He had an apartment with a broken window. And in the winter, you would freeze in there. But he would invite me. You don't want, because I started staying
Lionel.
with him. Lyle. No.
His name is not Lionel?
No. I started staying with him when you lived in Bremerton because it was too late to take the bus. You got to take a bus to where you and Malia lived. So he would say, just stay with me. Bro, this guy was a one-man wrecking crew at night. He turned into like a fucking animal. He lived in a warehouse, okay? And I'll never forget, he's like, stay here. I'm freezing, no heat, no nothing. There's a broken window, it's raining, and all of a sudden, people would throw rocks at his window. Hey, can I come up and smoke crack? I'd wake up and there are 3 black guys in my living room with no lights on, with candles, smoking crack. I go, what the fuck is this? One night I went up there and he's like, you want to go to a party upstairs? I go, yeah. Went upstairs to a party, and there was like 10 girls. There was a girl dancing in a cage and shit. I'm like, fuck, I thought his name was Ron. I go, you got it going on. Really good guy.
It wasn't Lionel?
No, Lionel! Not
Lionel.
you said
No, it's Lionel. Yeah. Lionel.
So
Lionel.
this guy comes in with a white jacket on with a hot chick, and he's talking about, I'm the mayor of Seattle. You knew him. He was like, I'm the mayor. So they got coke out.
Was it John Eagle?
I don't know. They got coke out. But somebody had a little heroin out. And this fucking guy, there's a pole. Like poles. It's a warehouse. So there's
No,
beams.
was it downtown?
Yes.
Yeah.
The underground. Right behind where that band where Hart used to
I
play.
went to some parties there.
Yeah. It was great. And there was a warehouse, and you had to take a shower in the hallway. Fucking great. Great building.
Yeah.
I'm up there one day, and this guy comes in at like 4 in the morning. I'm the mayor of Seattle. And I'm like, all right. And there's a pole. I'll never forget this. And there's 2 mirrors on the table, whatever. And there's coke and there's heroin. He thought it was the coke. So he took the heroin. And he did the whole line of heroin. He's like, ah! And he's making all these noises. And all of a sudden, you see the heroin hit him. And he holds on to the beam. And all of a sudden, you see him hold the beam. And he just starts spinning around the beam. And he just falls, man. He just falls. And I did some of that heroin that night. It was like a little line. Anyway, next month, I work up at Lionel's. It's like 10 in the morning on a Sunday. And the shower was in the hallway. It was just a metal shower that you went into, and there was a wall. And as I was waiting to get into the shower, I had done so much heroin the night before, I just passed out and went right through the wall. It was like that scene in Bruce Lee when he kicks the guy through the wall, and you see an implant of the guy with his hands like that. That's what it looked like. Lionel came out. He's like, what's that noise? I was in the fucking wall, and the wall had nothing. The other side had the metal beams. I cut my shoulder. I was bleeding. He's like, you got to go to a doctor. What happened? I go, dog.
We were doing heroin last night.
Drugs for 2 fucking days.
Yeah. No, that place was crazy. I went to a couple parties there.
That place is crazy.
But the people who he was completely cool with, anybody who walked in the door.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
Nah, he didn't give a fuck.
People,
Renting or just like a crack den?
no, he was renting. It was his apartment.
He lived there.
He lived there. It was a warehouse that had different rooms, and you could just pull it was like this. That's the doors. There was no
it was
key.
like
It was like that.
Dude, and I remember one of the parties I said there was somebody shooting up in the back.
Oh yeah.
And I asked Lionel, I go, who are they? And he goes, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. He was like, I don't know. Yeah. That was a bizarre time, man.
When I look back at that, the beginning of LA, the end of Colorado, I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like that?
I have to admit, like, I enjoyed the type of material that I was writing back then. When I look back at it, did I tell you that first CD that I recorded, I rewrote the entire CD, and I shot it when I was in Nashville. I took all the same premises, and I was like, let's just see
What comes out now?
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
And so I did that, but like, wait a second, why was I talking about that? These mushrooms are starting to creep up on me a little bit.
You what?
What were we talking about?
It was beginning of LA, end of Seattle.
When I look back at my old material, there was a bite to it when I look at my material now that isn't there.
No.
My early material had a real
bite to it.
But
We were
like
hungry. There was no food in the refrigerator.
It was a real bite.
There was no food in the refrigerator.
No, you were
There's
working for turkey burgers, dude.
There's no reason to stay home. Like, I still remember living in Boulder and going, I need the money, but I don't really need the TV.
Yeah.
I'm selling it. What do I need a TV for? I don't need a fucking TV. I'm trying to do stand-up comic. I removed all that shit from my life. I was like, I don't want to watch TV no more. That's it. It's over. I'm just doing stand-up. And that's how I lived. That was, bro, for somebody such a junkie, I had such a great discipline. I always looked at things as the discipline to it. And I forced myself to it. When I used to drop my daughter off on Wednesdays and my ex-wife would bust my balls, I would get in the car and cry. And the only reaction I would have was to go buy a gram of Coke, snort it, and then go shoot them. I said, no, Joe Diaz, you're going to take this pain and go do comedy. And I would roll a joint, leave it in the ashtray, I would cry, I would sit there, I'm going to stab these motherfuckers one day. I would smoke that joint and force myself to do comedy. That's a discipline. I wasn't going to let depression or none of that. This is comedy, guys. This is a business. You know, and that's what I don't think people today understand.
But
And they're not allowed to understand it because now, as an open micer, you're not just a comic.
dude, you're people are posting material 2 years into stand-up.
2 years, 2 months.
And they're just posting. It's too early.
It's too early.
You're not. But this is the thing, dude.
There's
they're
nothing
not
there.
You and I wanted to be great comics. That's the thing. It's just evolved. They want to be comics, kind of, but more importantly, they want to be famous on social media. And so, like, that wasn't even something that. But you were also, dude, you were more about doing the stand-up than getting a TV show. You wanted to do stand-up comedy, which was different because when we were coming up, I guess our version of the internet was the sitcom. Everybody was trying to, I fell into that.
Tom Rhodes, Margaret Cho, the Spanish Kid,
But that's how you sold tickets, dude.
That's how you sold tickets. Well, listen, I always knew to specify goals. I never wanted a TV show, and I never put late night TV comedy sets on my goal list.
Dude, listen.
Because I wasn't going to go through that. I wasn't going to let you tell me what I could say.
Also.
So I never thought of Letterman. That wasn't even in my mind. Like, why think about something that you're not going to want to do? And I knew that 4 years in.
The one time you did late night TV on my show, they had to cut 3/4 of what you said. So all you saw was me introduce him and then say, and let's thank my guests, and then he popped up again.
That was it
was amazing.
But the things I decided early on.
Yeah.
Like the things I decided early on was I'm not even going to worry about that.
I know.
Why worry about that? It's not in my future. And I knew, I'm not an idiot, I knew that anything big in Hollywood so many stars have to align. You know, people think, oh, I hit 40 home runs in minor leagues, so I'm going to be in the major leagues. So many things. You know, what's he hit every year, Judge? 60 home runs? 350, can't win a fucking World Series. What good is it? You know, but that's not my point. My point is that I didn't want a TV show. I didn't want the Joey Diaz show. That was not going to happen. That's too many things, too much to worry about, and I got a job to do to be funny. So while I'm thinking about the Joey Diaz show, I'm not being funny. I'm thinking about characters and who my mother's going to be and who my uncle. I don't want that. I made up my mind in 2000 that I wasn't going to go to Montreal. CA wasn't going to sign me. So I had to do what I did best. I wasn't good looking. I wasn't young. I had nothing going for me. I had stage presence and I had the Comedy Store. That's it. In 1999, I had two things: stage presence and the Comedy Store. Material was 1 star, delivery was 2 stars, and I know this. And that's why when my apartment got towed, what did I do? I disappeared. I was already a regular at all 3 clubs. And I said, this is not, my development is so bad. I made this call when what's her name's car got towed.
Yeah, man.
Nobody came up to me and said, Joey,
Yeah.
no, I made the call. I go, you know what? It's time for me to go on the road. And I'm talking about, and remember, I would go for 9 months. 9 months. No come home, buy clothes on the road, send home a box of Gavin's. That was my life. I didn't care about anything else. There was nothing else. The bus ride to the gig, Yoder, I had everybody in my pocket. Yoder, the fucking creative who I just talked to last week. What's his name? Called me for something. The guy that
Garcia?
owns Charlotte.
The guy who did what?
The guy that owns Charlotte.
Oh,
Great guy.
The Comedy Zone down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I know
owned
you're
all
talking
the,
about.
I was in with them, and I just said, I'm just going to fucking, whatever they give me. There was no ego. I'm at the Comedy Store, but I'll tell you what, you got an MC spot for me? Give it to me. You got a feature spot for me? Give it to me. You want to co-headline me? Give it to me. I took anything I could because I knew it was all going to this. There was no ego. What am I going to sit there and go, I'm really a feature act? No, if they want to MC me, let them MC me.
But do
they
you
don't know
think,
I'm following
dude?
Paul Mooney at the Comedy
No.
Store every night. They don't know that.
But do you think that you almost had to, with who you are, you've never changed who you are,
No.
but in order for more people to accept you, this character of, not character, but just the term Uncle Joey
Yeah.
changed so much, dude, because, I forgot I was telling these guys earlier. I remember watching you as a young dude on the stage at the Underground, and you've always been so charming on stage, but the way you moved and how young you were, and you were angry, you made some people uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. I was really angry. I
Yeah.
had nothing to be happy about.
But this is what I'm
I
saying.
had no money, no daughter,
Totally.
no family,
Totally.
divorce, no nothing.
But then as you age, as you get older, it fits
It fits who you are.
so much better, and like it was not as threatening. Young Joe Diaz on stage, the way you, yeah. But dude, the way you paced, and you were I tell people, man, I remember late night there was a basketball court in Bellevue when you used to live in the backyard, and we'd go out when we walked Bud, and we'd shoot hoops every now and then. But I remember the first time I shot hoops with you, I was like, oh, this is an athletic motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so the way you were, what, 220 or 230?
30 up there.
The way you used to pace that
Just saw-
stage
I
early.
just saw this today. That's crazy you said that.
Yeah,
Because
dude.
this is one of Carol's pictures. She just sent me this about 3 weeks ago. Because she's moving and she found boxes. She said, what the fuck is it? I saw this picture.
Was it the...
Me holding a dog?
Nah.
Holy shit.
You and her in the three-piece suit on the stage at the Comedy Underground. Oh, he had his three-piece suit on. Yeah, dude. That was like when they would give us a Wednesday or a Tuesday night at the club, that was a huge night. But he was headlining, so he went three-piece suit. Hell yeah.
McSorley, and we would go to that place afterward. You know, and that's what I tell people. The camaraderie was different. It was $10 to get in the underground. If 50 people went, what was that?
$500.
$500. They took a percentage out, and then we take the rest and chop it up. Instead of giving each other money, we would go to McCormick and Schmidt.
Yeah.
Late night menu, 10 to fucking 1. Cheeseburgers, French fries, Coca-Cola in a bottle, clams on the hash.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Every time.
yeah.
The only reason I go to San Jose is to pay my respects to Original Joe's, but the first place I eat is McCormick and Schmidt's because of how they treated me in 1995. If there's a McCormick and Schmidt's, I'll go in there.
But you love that.
Because
Joe's.
how they treated us. We had $0 and they had a $2 menu. If you had $10 at McCormick and Schmidt's, you ate like a fucking king in those days.
By the way, that food was good too.
Yeah, 4 to 7.
Legit.
4 to
Yeah,
7,
it was
and
good
then
food.
10 to 1.
Remember the hours?
Yeah. 4 to 7 and 10 to 1. And we always went in there making sure we had tip money because it was embarrassing if you couldn't fucking tip them.
I was telling these guys the story about you being my security guard at the fetish night.
Oh my God.
And those two old dudes dressed like Scarlett O'Hara, and I asked you to throw them out, and they were hitting you with their parasols on the way out, and you were laughing. And then you called them, you were like, those two queens kept hitting me with their umbrellas.
It was a fetish night, and I was a fucking horny motherfucker.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend who would let me fuck her daily. Like, I dated that girl, and I gotta be honest with you, I fucked her every day except for periods.
You're talking about Carol.
Carol.
Yeah,
And even then, she
yeah.
licked my balls and everything. I got my money's worth from Carol. I fucked her every single day like a fucking animal. Ass, tits, every day. Once in the afternoon and one at night. I was a fucking sexual deviant. But I'll never forget, he had those nights. And I go, let me go down there and get my dick sucked by a chick with leather on. Let me tell you something. These were the ugliest women I had seen in all my life. Ugly. I remember one night they had a girl on a pool table. She was fat as fuck. They were melting on her.
Do you remember?
Oh my God. And her boyfriend was skinny and he was licking her toes. And I'm like,
there was a side room.
Oh,
so
my
you paid
God.
$50 to get in, but there was a side room that you had to pay extra money in. And there was a glass table, and like some dudes paid extra to watch chicks shit
on
on
the
the
glass.
table. And they would slide underneath.
Is this something that the bar owner knew you were doing? Or is it
Yeah. You remember? Well, he didn't know that room.
he didn't know that.
He didn't. He just knew. Was it? His name was Aki.
Huh?
The Japanese dude.
Yeah,
was his
that
name Aki, right?
Aki, yeah.
And so he knew the upstairs. He didn't really know what was going on. Probably too much in the downstairs.
security of anything is one of the funniest things. Like you.
I mean, security, like.
Done. And I was security at the same bar I robbed.
Yeah.
A year later, I had to take the safe out of there by myself. Fucking, and this is what I tell people. Like,
How much money? How many quarters was it? Like,
$600 in quarters.
here's
We did laundry for a year.
Here's
for
what
free.
I forget though. I forget.
How heavy that fucking thing was.
But did I have the combination? How did
you
you
said
get?
you had it, and then you thought I forgot it.
Yeah. How did you? Like you and the lip had to open it, right?
I opened it. You know me, dog. If there's a will, there's a way. I was there at 4 a.m. Kink, with a pencil and a fucking hammer. I'll do anything.
That was.
And then we threw the safe in the lake.
You would.
Nobody could carry it and shit. Dog, do you understand the open mic life I had? I really had a good open mic life.
But those Mondays and Tuesdays at the Underground were legendary.
Brilliant.
I cannot thank Carl and Ron enough for doing that. It's impossible to explain how much growth happened
on those Mondays.
And honestly, when he lets you host those nights, because you were encouraged, or people knew you were going to fuck with the comic who just came off stage. You were going to roast him a little bit. That's kind of how it went. When I first started going and Oshak was hosting the Comedy Store, he would roast everybody.
What a great kid.
Oh, Oshak?
What a great kid.
But that time of playful kind of fuck around with each other.
So I did. When I hosted, I always tortured people.
Torture.
When I left the stage, Let's keep it going for the hat. You know, whatever. Let's keep it going for the feather.
Dude.
A joke that bombed. You go up there and repeat it. You know, an impersonation he did. That's fucking.
Your
tremendous.
favorite one ever
What's that?
was that guy who was doing terrible impersonations.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah,
just screamed, "Do your impersonation of a comic." Oh, dude! You
guy
could
went up
see
there every week.
him crack on
You
the
would go up
stage.
there every Tuesday, every Monday, and go, "Hi, this is my impersonation of a
and he
flower."
would turn. Wouldn't he turn around?
Yeah, and he'd turn around and go,
And
"This."
then he would turn back like this.
There was another guy that went up on stage with a handcuff. He killed himself 2 years later. Whatever, the kid with the black suit that had body odor. It was insane. The open mic scene, we had the first transvestite. Like
Rita O.
all these people talk about trannies and stuff. We were running with the first transgender in 1995. Rita O. I got her picture in my phone.
Did I show
Look
it
at
to you?
her
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
head. Look at the size of her head. She was a real fucking tranny.
She had.
Okay, I was there when she called. The fucking White House. And
She
goes,
called the what?
The White House. I want to talk to the president because the bar in what was that town where Carol stripped? Ballard.
Oh yeah.
Ballard. We were in Ballard one night, and we were up on. I was hosting or something, or she was up there and she was doing jokes, and then she said fuck, and the guy came up and took the mic from her and said, "No, you cannot say fuck in here. This is family." And we go, no, give her back the mic. She'll be clean. And she went right back to fuck and suck. So he goes, everybody out, get out. So she had like a bag of Coke and a bunch of pills. We went over to her house and we're snorting Coke and shit. And she's like, I don't understand why they don't let me say fuck. And I'm like, I don't know, Rita. Cut another line. And she's like, I don't get it. And I'm like, listen, if you got a problem, call the president. And she goes, I guess I will. And she picked up the phone and started calling, can I get the White House, please? And I'm like, Rita. And she's like, I want to talk to the president. They won't let me do dirty jokes. Hello? And they hung up on her. And she called back. And when she called back, I'm like, I'm going to start taking this Coke and some of these pills
Someone's coming.
because they're coming. They'll come within
Someone's
a minute.
coming.
They'll come.
Someone's coming.
And sure enough, as I jumped in the car, the cops are coming down the block. I can't believe you're leaving me. Yeah, because the cops are on their way, and you got $10,000 worth of pills here.
Okay. You in the many years that we've known each other, you haven't gotten me quite as good. But when Rita O died, and I asked you how did she die, you had me believing that because her head was so big.
Yeah, she fell off the speaker. That's
Is
what
that-
really happened.
Because her head.
Her head was so big because she was a small Japanese.
Yeah.
She was a small Japanese man, and then she became a woman and put a wig on. So the head stayed big, but her body lost all
Yeah.
the weight. So she had this head that she would fall once a month and have to go to the hospital and an ankle and all that shit.
She really fell off the speaker?
And she was dancing at that bar, the gay bar
Yeah.
in Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
And she fell off the speaker and she banged her head. She went to a coma and she died.
Yeah,
Bro, but she came to LA one time and she started getting snippy with me. I owed her $500 and I wasn't gonna pay her, right? And I owed her $500 from Headshots or something. And she's like, I want my money. And she started yelling at me in my house because she was a Carol. And I was making tomato soup. You ever hear about that story?
You did tell me this
And I
story.
threw the tomato soup on both of them. I just said, shut the fuck up. There was tomato soup everywhere. The walls, the table, the fucking carpet.
You did owe her the money?
Huh?
And you did owe her the money?
Did what?
You owed her the money?
I owed her $500. And she's like, when am I getting my money? I said, soon. When I get the check. And she's like, I want it today. I go, you can't get it today. I'm not getting paid till they send me the fucking check. And she kept harping on me. And then Carol's like, you should pay her. I go, Carol, you're my girlfriend. Do I have any fucking, how do you want to pay me? I go, why don't you fucking pay her?
Yeah, she's got that.
And I'll pay you. And she's like, no, okay, then fuck you. You got to wait for my check. And they kept haunting me. And I was making tomato soup. Here it is, tomato prison soup. Not even like good soup. It's Campbell's canned shit. And I'm like, you want to bust my balls about fucking $500? I'm eating fucking soup. And they're like, well, you're not going to get bread. What? And I just threw the fucking soup at everybody.
Let me ask you. What, that tomato soup? Man, I remember that
You have
she
no-
was so cheap, by the way.
Oh, she's the cheapest
Okay.
ever.
So you used to collect call me at work because she was too cheap to accept it
The collect calls.
at her. So I had to do it
Yeah.
at where I worked, so she would come in and talk to you on the phone.
Look, she's a multi-millionaire. brother. Cheap, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't even think she buys tampons. She's that cheap. She just puts like a fucking piece of cotton in a snatch. I don't know. She's cheap, dog. Multi-million? Bro.
But she never spent a dime, dude.
No, listen, we're going to wrap this up, but let me close up with the Carol story. Carol and me broke up in 99. All right? And I think we played around. No, in 99, I moved in with her for a while. Like, I just lived with her. She lived in a one-bedroom. And I just told her I'm moving in. She was dating a guy. She would sleep at his house.
I remember that.
And then she'd come back and get naked in front of me.
Yeah, I remember
and she
that.
made me help her dye her pussy hair one night. Blonde. I mean, Carol is the best, dog. That's my girl, okay? So she started meeting some other guy. She met some other guy in L.A., and then that guy tied her up and was going to kill her. And SWAT came. SWAT had to come and shoot the guy, and then he went to jail for a year, and she moved to Florida. When she got to Florida, she met an Indian guy. Granted, she was probably 32, 33. She meets this Indian guy who's 70. After about a month, she marries him. And after 3 weeks, that motherfucker dies.
I remember that, dude.
And left her like $800,000. Okay. You know, you leave a cheap bitch like now. Do you think she stopped stripping and sucking dick? Oh, no. She still was stripping at her age. She did something very smart. She bought into a gym called Curbs for ladies. She bought one gym, and she was such a good saleswoman. Her volume compared to the other gyms in Michigan were nothing. Like, she's been selling pussy since she's 8. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the farm. So think about her salesmanship skills. She bought one more, and then she bought one more, and then the guy that was the leader of that said, buy all of them. And she bought all of them,
Nah.
and then she sold them. And she got like $4 million back, or $5 million. And she took that money and moved to Florida and started buying Airbnbs and selling them. So she's got like 18 Airbnbs.
No, she does not.
And then she married a dude. She had 2 kids with a dude, and they were doing coke, and he ran over a cop. So he had to leave the country. He's in Greece. He can't come back. So he raises the kids long distance with her
That is
from Greece.
so fucking
through
bad.
messages through the mother.
Yeah, maybe I did. Maybe I saw him when I was over there.
Dog, when I met him, when she introduced him to me, she made him buy me an 8-ball at El Compadre. That's how much I love Carol. She's like, buy him an 8-ball. And the guy's like, why? Buy him a fucking 8-ball. He bought me an 8-ball. That's Carol. That's why you gotta love Carol.
Fuck. The El Compadre was,
A crazy place.
oh my God, dude.
She still has the best line in the world. She came home one day and she goes, you're not going to believe what happened to me at work today. I go, what? She goes, a truck driver wanted to lick my asshole for $60. I go, did you do it? She goes, no, I didn't want coffee breath in my ass. She was dead serious. She was dead serious. I just looked at her like, I would have let him lick my ass for $60.
Sexy.
I would have gave him more than coffee breath, you know what I'm saying? So what is it? Dog, you have no idea. I remember putting a bottle of, not Martini and Rossi, the other one, the wine cool in the pussy. One day, we were at a
The Bartles and James?
Bartles and James. We were at a fucking resort, and it was a cave where people couldn't see in, but water was running. And we got into an argument. And she was laying there with a bottle. I was drinking the wine cool, and she's laying that way reading the book with her ass out. So I'm like, look at her ass. I took the corn. There was no wine cooler left, and I started rubbing her ass with the bottle tip. And then I fucking was robbing her monkey with the bottle tip. And then I just slid over the panties and started working her with the bottle like a fucking animal that I am. My dick started getting hard, and I'm working her with that bottle, and I'm pumping my hips, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill this bitch with this bottle. And she's like, and she's yelling, and I'm fingering with the bottle, and I'm getting all excited, and all of a sudden I hear, and a bunch of blood shoots in the fucking bottle. because the suction from the bottle pulled her old period out. It was like brown blood. And I just dropped the bottle. And
Did
fell
you
back.
faint?
Fainted like a motherfucker. She's trying to wake me up. People had to come over. And what happened? Nah, he fainted. The fucking bottle had blood on it. I thought I broke a pussy with the bottle. I thought
Yeah?
it broke and it cut a pussy. But it was brown blood. It was that
But also,
nasty period blood.
do you still faint with blood?
I did for the ear surgery.
Yeah.
Like when the lady took the, but I only fainted because the fat chubby chick had sauerkraut breath and she was breathing on me and I could smell it. And I'm like, I'm getting anxiety. This chubby chick is breathing sauerkraut breath. I'm like, fuck. When's the special come out, dog?
What's today? When does this come out?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's out today.
All right. So
It drops today.
So tomorrow you can wake up in the morning and watch Josh Wolf's new special on YouTube. Where you at this week?
San Antonio. I'm in San Antonio this week with Jacob. ComedianJoshWolf.com for all the roast stuff.
And where are you this weekend?
On Friday, I'm in Oxford, Mississippi, and Saturday, I'm in Memphis.
All right, you're definitely getting mugged this weekend. You ain't coming back. There ain't no Jews in Memphis and there ain't no Jews in Mississippi.
When are you touring next?
I go to
23rd Parks and then
23rd Parks, 6th Florida, 28th the Dojo of Comedy for another Bucket Chaos, and this Thursday I'm at the Dojo of Comedy, and I just added September 5th at Uncle Vinny's, which they have like 4 tickets left, so get them now while tickets are hot, whatever the fuck. I'm just trying to get loose for September 6th, and then
Why? What's September 6th?
that's the gig. in
Oh, that's the
Fort
gig. Yeah.
Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I got Philly the week before, and then we...
Do you know what it feels like? What the 45 minutes feels like right now?
I don't even know.
Way better.
Yeah, but I don't even know what the 45 minutes is anymore. Like that was then, this is now. I'm starting with a whole new set for this.
For Florida?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try it. Why not? Do some Spanish shit, pull up a story or two. I got to get vulnerable again, so I got to figure this shit out. So, but good luck on the special.
Thank you, dude.
Good
It's
luck
always
in
good to
Memphis,
see you.
cocksucker, and Mississippi. You're going to need it. Wait till you go to Memphis so you see black people with red eyeballs and shit. Because they don't play in Memphis. They're those angry brothers. You know what I'm saying? They're angry.
Do not
got
bring
those-
the yarmulke down there.
Do not bring a yarmulke down there.
No.
Because you will not make it back. I love you, motherfuckers. Have a great week. And don't forget, football season is around the corner. We got good news coming for you. Stay black. Have a great week. And we'll see you next week. Tip Top Magoo. Love you.